I said I wanna rock.
Are we gonna be goofing off like this every day?
We're not goofing off. We're creating musical fusion.
Wow, you're amazing, dude.
Thanks. I like to play.
I'm a small reporter from Rolling Stone magazine that's in town to do an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
It is time for the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown. I am your host, Frank E., and I have with me some very good friends of mine, Motion Picture Mindset. I have with me Jesse and Caleb. How you guys doing this afternoon?
Pretty good.
Good, man.
That's
Thanks
great
for having
to hear.
us.
Oh, dude, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Now, for those of you guys that know, Frankie is really well in tune with the local music community in the area, and Jesse just happens to be a part of another killer band in the area, Inbound, which hopefully we can get them on here soon. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, where did you guys come up with the name Motion Picture Mindset?
I actually came up with the band name. We were trying to name another project that I was in actually before either of these bands, and the whole idea is it's pretty much a playoff of the phrase rose-colored glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the idea that you're living your life as a movie and not as reality, which I think we all kind of do. So it was kind of a cool idea.
Okay. Now, I mean, and you guys like kind of play hot potato with everything, which we're gonna get into that in a second. But how did you guys actually meet each other? Like how did that all work? Where you guys actually came together and formed the band the way it is, how it is?
Well, me and Caleb actually we're friends from high school. I knew him since he was a freshman, and I was a sophomore. So we were in percussion.
Yeah, you were starting in a band, hanging out with each other. And,
yeah,
I actually knew. Is it fair to say?
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah. I actually knew Andrew from 8th grade, actually. So we kind of started off that. We kind of met through his brother.
Yeah, pretty much. So. Yeah, and then Philip and Matt, they're actually my friends through another band called December Skyline that I was with, and I actually was the vocalist in that band, and Matt plays the drums in that band, and he plays guitar and drums in this one. But I pretty much met them through another band, and I've only known them really for the last 2 years, I think. Mm-hmm. So yeah, pretty much I wanted to do a new band because our last band, some of the members weren't really putting in their part, and so we brought Caleb in, and we came up with Motion Picture.
Okay.
So,
and you guys, I know you guys are based in Illinois for the most part, but they get some shows up here in the Kenosha area, so you should definitely try and check them out. These guys are phenomenal. Now, getting into the hot potato aspect of everything, I know Jesse is a drummer for Inbound, and dude, arguably one of the best drummers in the area.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Very arguably, I'll argue that to them. I'm blue in the face, but Jesse can also sing.
Yeah, definitely.
and he can also play guitar.
Yes,
so,
and bass.
And bass, and if you play your cards right, maybe he'll get some cowbell. Maybe he'll get the triangle going. You never know.
I can actually play triangle. Yeah, I can actually play all percussion.
He's actually,
oh man,
yeah.
He's starting his own solo project after this with just a didgeridoo.
Yeah, didgeridoo. I'm gonna learn the didgeridoo next.
It's called didgeridoo.
Yeah, I'm hoping to learn accordion at some point too.
So. Dude, if you can get the bagpipes going.
Oh yeah, that'll be. I'll leave that to Caleb because Caleb's Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you said didgeridoos, all I thought about was Walk Hard.
Oh.
We need 1 million didgeridoos in this song. Just didgeridoos. I just keep hearing didgeridoos. So now, Caleb, you play bass and guitar. Is there anything else that you're familiar with?
I like to think I can play drums.
He can play a little piano too. He's
a
not
little
bad,
bit of piano. I could play the recorder. Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I just
great
pretty much I just use it to annoy my family and girlfriend. I mostly would do vocals throughout the past few bands I was in. I was always vocalist.
Yeah, he does heavy vocals a lot, so those are pretty good. I like those screaming stuff.
Oh yeah, mostly Celine Dion stuff.
Yeah,
all that kind of, all that shit.
Falsetto.
Yeah, if it's not Celine Dion, nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Have you guys seen the? Well, it hasn't happened. I think it came out like a year or two ago. The My Heart Will Go On in synced with like a certain video. Like I think the one that I saw that I actually enjoyed the most was when My Heart Will Go On when the Cubs won the World Series.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That was good. I love that kind of stuff.
I don't think I've actually seen those.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. It's very touching.
Especially when the Cubs win the World Series. I mean, but that's me and Jesse's thing because we're Cub fans. If you're not a Cub fan, you're no friend of mine. So,
good thing I'd like to say when it comes down to it, I'm a Sox fan, but I'm actually quite the fair weather fan.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Where I'll root for either or. If it's Cubs versus Sox, I'll go with Sox. But if I'm watching a Cubs game, and I'll obviously root for the Cubs.
It's an appreciation.
Yeah, it's just a Chicago appreciation. I just like the sport. I'm not too tribal when it comes to pick a side.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Now, let's just say the first time I ever met Jesse, he was wearing a Marlins jersey and a Cubs hat. I said, "What's wrong with this picture?"
Yeah, yeah. It's because my jersey was it was for a player that died very young. So he was only 25 when he passed. So it was just in memoriam.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that during the 03 NLCS. You just can't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we actually had that talk that I was at the game 1 of the 2003 NLCS Cubs versus the Marlins. Did we have that talk?
I don't know if we did have that talk.
Oh, we'll have to have that talk later on.
Right.
We'll have that talk. Okay. So now, excuse me, guys. So now you guys have Facebook and such as a band.
Yes.
What is your opinion on the social media aspect and how it affects the independent and local music scene?
Well, I think for music it could be great. Isn't that I feel like that's what MySpace does now.
Yeah,
Isn't it all just music?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't have a Facebook anymore. I was never really that big into social media. I had it for a couple of years and just got rid of it. But I feel like for bands, it's a great thing to have.
Yeah, I think I definitely think that social media in general is probably the way to go because you can reach so many people, and now they have this thing on pages where if you have a band page or any kind of page, really, you can actually pay some money to have your stuff, like any post, you can get it to reach out to a couple thousands of people for a few days in a row. And that's actually how my last band got a pretty good gig because we paid like $15 for 30 days and had our stuff blown up, and I think it reached like 3,000 people, and a bunch of people were hitting us up about our song, and we got some pretty big shows out of it. So I think it's actually a really great thing. Even Instagram and stuff like that, it really helps for networking and meeting new people. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, or you can just go to a show and
yeah, definitely. You can see all the events and everything there.
See, that's my whole thing. Like I completely agree. You could just go to the show. I'm a little bit more old school on the whole thing. Like I really think that people should go out and do themselves. Like when I see people with their phones out at shows, I'm kind of just like, dude, come on, live in the moment. Like, like we get you're here, and it's like I understand when people are like, oh, I want to get a video of the band playing. Yeah. But I'm still more on board with you were there. Like, I mean, it's not like, what am I going to call you a liar that you didn't go see us? Like,
you want to experience it for yourself, definitely. That's for sure. But as for like contacting people and networking, I think definitely it's a beautiful thing.
So now you were in a few bands beforehand, and you're with Inbound right now, and you were in a couple bands before Motion Picture started up.
Yes,
Okay.
I was.
And
I was in actually quite a few. I did my own solo project, Reach for the Skies, which I'm actually bringing back. Maybe I'm doing a comeback show with. Actually, I'm playing a three band set. On May 11th, I'm going to be playing Reach for the Skies, Motion Picture Mindset, and Inbound in the same night, so it's going to be kind of crazy. But, yeah, and then my other band I'm actually in a band called Heartless at Best, and then I'm in another one that's not really active anymore. It's December Skyline as well.
That's some crazy work right there.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But
it's exhausting.
what
Yeah,
are
it
you?
is.
What are you, like Trent Reznor, just getting your hands into everything? I mean, my God.
Yeah, I feel that way. It does feel that way. But it's because I feel like there's no better time than now, you know? So why not just not do everything? So why not?
Now, Caleb, were you in any other bands before Motion Picture?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was in, I was actually, some of the bands we play with, I was actually, I wouldn't say I was a full-blown member, but I was covering for one of my friends in A Dying Ultimatum. They're a pretty good band.
Oh, those guys!
Yeah, they actually do
that's
new
a
metal.
name drop. That is a name drop. I love those guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, he actually was a vocalist in that band.
Yeah, I didn't have anything recorded, but the only thing I have recorded with us actually, or with me doing anything with The Dying Ultimatum, is we have a couple videos from our show at Penny Road Pub last year, and we have a video of us doing there was a contest for this band Traders, and they wanted to do some sort of like, whoever can come up with the best vocal video for one of their instrumentals, you'll be featured on this, and you can like do it live with them. I think that was the deal, but
yeah,
we put one of those videos up, and that's like the only recorded thing I have. And then before A Dying Ultimatum, I was in Aces to Ashes for quite some time.
Okay. And now I'm gonna do another plug here, because I know Jesse's other band went through some changes, Inbound, because you've done some shows with the guys that were in there recently too, Moon Unit, that they sped off.
Yeah,
because you've done some shows with them.
Yeah, because I was actually in Inbound when it first actually kicked off the ground, and when we first started, I was there. Probably it was like maybe 2 years ago, and then I was out of the band for a while, and then I ended up coming because Ryan asked me to come back, so I was like, why not? So yeah, I came back, and I've been pretty much riding with them since then. So yeah.
And this interview isn't about Inbound, but that was the smartest decision you made, because the drummer they had, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There was a drummer in between, and I think you just fit the mold better for them. But
yeah, it was. I actually wrote the drums for Dead Men Walking and what's that song? Oh man, it's that pop punky song. I always forget the name of it. I do. Yeah, there's a couple songs there's a couple songs in there actually that were the original songs, and I actually came up with the original drum parts for them. So when I came back in the band, I already knew most of the songs because I had already made the drums for them. So they were completely different when the other drummer came in. And I love that kid. He's actually a really cool kid. Nothing against him. I think.
I just think like I was saying, I just think you fit better.
Yeah, it's a different kind of music that they do, and their band is actually really great too. But yeah, I had originally made the drums for the songs that we had, so I definitely liked the drums better because I felt like I heard them different,
Yeah.
So
the first song that we're gonna play for all of the wonderful listeners, which is off your demo EP, which is it available anywhere at the moment?
Right now, it's available on Bandcamp, so you can find us on Bandcamp, motionpicturemindset.bandcamp.com, And then I'm actually going to, probably tonight, I'm going to post it up on SoundCloud as well.
Okay.
And then eventually we're hoping to get stuff on Spotify and iTunes also.
Okay.
But now, yeah, that's all we have. Just Bandcamp right now.
Okay. So, guys, go check it out on Bandcamp. But the first song that we're going to play is Loose Lips. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this song and the writing process and how you collaborated this song?
Yeah, this song actually was a song that me, Phil, and Matt actually wrote this song before Motion. We wrote it with December Skyline, but the other members didn't actually contribute. I actually wrote the bass and the lyrics to the song, and then Matt originally wrote the drums. I recorded the drums on there, and then Matt added another guitar, and Philip, he was the one actually that wrote the original riff. He was playing the riff, and then him and Matt were playing the song a little bit, and it took me a couple weeks to come up with the lyrics for it.
This was before Motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was in December Skyline, and Caleb plays the bass to it now, and he plays it a little bit different, but he grooves it. But the lyrics, the writing process for this song, it took me a few weeks listening to the song over and over, and I actually cut a whole chunk of lyrics out because I felt like it was too long. And then as far as the lyric writing, the words for the song are actually about one of my relationships. Caleb knows the girl I'm talking about. Yeah, I was in a long-distance relationship with this girl in West Virginia, and I hadn't seen her in, I think, at least 5 years. I might not have seen her. And we didn't talk for 3 years, and she hit me up after 3 years of not talking, and she wanted me to go out there. So I went out there. We reconnected for a little bit, and then she wanted me to come back a month later. And as soon as I came back the next month, she was already living with some dude, and it really upset me because she was, kind of acting inappropriately and being shady, and I took some drugs that night. And
we don't condone drug use on the Unsigned.
Yeah, no drugs. No, it was a very bad time, and I will tell you why exactly. Because as soon as that happened, she was pissed off because she figured it out pretty quickly, and it was a chaotic night, and she kicked me out and didn't let me come back to the house. So I actually slept in my car at Walmart in West Virginia, 600 miles away from home, and I couldn't leave until the morning because obviously I was under the influence, and
he was
a pretty
under
bad
the
time.
Influence of Skittles, kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually a code word for it.
He was on a massive sugar high.
Yeah, do not look it up. It was a bad time. But it was a pretty tragic time in my life, and it hurt me a lot because I was with a girl for 2.5 years, and I had known her since I was 14 years old, and she broke my heart for the second time when I was 21. So it was pretty hard to deal with, and this song is pretty much my way of dealing with it, and pretty much saying, as much as it hurts, I'm okay now. So
such a fun song to play.
Yeah,
live.
it's really fun, and we actually play it really fast live. And every time we play it, it's so much faster, and we have so much fun with it. It's a great song, and the composition is just amazing. I think it's probably my favorite song that we ever did.
Still one of my favorite videos to watch, the Hatrix.
Yeah,
is it Hatrix or Hatrix?
It's Hatrix. Yeah.
Hat-tricks.
Now,
Yeah.
for those of you that know about heartbreaking, just go and watch Varsity Blues. She broke my heart, so I broke her jaw.
Yeah.
Really, don't break
Watch
her
the
jaw.
little Yodel boy. Yodel boy. Yodel boy's
have that
good.
video up there, don't we? Though, which videos did it get?
We have some live footage of that song of Loose Lips actually, and Size Fives. It was the band Size Fives. They actually took some video footage of our show that night, and they posted a couple videos on there on YouTube. So that's
another great band.
On there.
Yeah, they're great. They're amazing.
It actually wasn't Loose Lips. It's they recorded Emo and
Stan, I think, as well.
Yeah, well, the problem with the recording of Stan is those aren't the lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, we went through some changes with that. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah,
So-
that's for the future though. That's an unreleased song. It's just when we play live right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So why don't you check out the song "Loose Lips"? And if you want to see it live, it's on YouTube somewhere, right? On Size Fives, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's on the Size Fives page. Yeah.
Okay, so go to YouTube, check out Size Fives, and look for it on there. So here it is, guys. This is "Loose Lips."
Obscure poetic dreams and streetlights filled with hope. Memories of a bedroom and torn envelopes. We wrote so many things, your loose lips sunk the boat. A fallen vindication, but it was what we chose. Broken sighs, most times seem so thin. I lost my mind to the might have been. Silhouettes hover at the dresser, sneaking change from a wooden drawer. I fell asleep while listening to songs on my old laptop. They've fallen. My hopes stumbled through the back door. A fool of myself. I could have easily just walked away from these plans we've made. A long stretch of the highway, the threads torn and frayed on all my sweaters. Initial thoughts lead to this. The asphalt guides my unconscious sins, a review in a shell of all of my catastrophes. The keys are on the counter still. I'm not sure where my mind left off, but I'm sure it was a couple exits back. And I am telling myself to never let go. You never would have helped anyway, so just keep bleeding on yourself now. Silhouettes hover at the dresser, sneaking change from a wooden drawer. I fell asleep while listening to songs on my old laptop. Now I am on my own, but there's not much to go on. No more nonsense, all the time is lost, so take your time, eat it up. These are my last words, I don't regret that you're gone.
All right, guys, that was "Loose Lips" by. Well, they're still here. Motion Picture Mindset. Are you still there?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're still here. Don't worry. There, you hear the birds chirping in the background. Chirp,
Oh yeah,
chirp,
we're
chirp.
outside. It's a beautiful day.
It's
Yes,
a
it is.
gorgeous day out there. Which, by the way, I love the EP album artwork.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's actually Matt's mom, our guitarist slash drummer. His mother actually painted that photo when she was 17 years old, and she let us use it for our album artwork. And I threw it in Photoshop, put a little bit of a gradient on it, And the digital portion is my work, but she is the actual artist of that. So shout out to Matt.
It looks nice. It really does.
Yeah, it's perfect. I think it's a really nice little metaphor there, with the owl and the mouse there. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, now, what would you say when you guys are playing on stage together? Do you prefer to play on like a larger stage, say like like the Broadstop main stage, or a smaller venue? I'm trying to think of one like Hattrick's is kind of a smaller venue.
Yeah. Crackin' Cakes is actually very small as well.
Yes, Crackin' Cakes is pretty small.
Yeah, probably the smallest one we played on. I personally, I like a large stage, but I kind of like the intimacy of a small little shack.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, like when you're in a place that's that intimate, I feel like it's better because we don't really bring that many people to shows right now. And
that's a disappointment. There should be more people there.
Yeah. Yeah, there should. People don't really go out to see bands as much, I feel like, and especially in our area, it's just a funny little place.
Hey, but I do. I'm at as many shows as I possibly can be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude. And you know what? I think that's the kind of thing I do like about Kenosha, though, is that there are a lot more people going out to bars and hanging out and being face-to-face with people and looking at music. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different than it is out here.
The local music scene in Kenosha is really, really rich, and it's really diverse because we have the harder rock like Saint Tragedy and Three Left.
Yeah.
You have the more alternative rock like Mixed Company, or the Almas, and then you have an Inbound, and then you got the punk, like you got Slaughter Party and the First Rule.
Yeah.
And
very big. It's a very big area. It's like all different types of genres out there. Whereas I feel like out here it's very hipster-ish. But there are actually, but you know what? There are actually kind of a lot of different genres out here. But the problem is that I think it's so wide that it's hard to find people that are all in a big community type of area, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, getting back to that, you said a larger stage would be your go-to, the future,
Yeah, I would definitely like to move around more, but I do like being kind of crumbled up together and not really
there with the crowd.
It's fun.
I would love to. See, I would love to play a show. I was recently looking up live videos of the band Choking Victim.
Yeah,
and for those of you who don't know them, they're a really awesome band. They're old, but they're really good. It's like ska punk.
Yeah.
And I was watching one of their shows, and they were doing it in this. It almost looked like it was just a normal room, and the fans were right there.
Yeah.
There's no stage. It's just they're all right there. And
it's like those old punk parties, man.
I would love to play a show
old
like
punk
that.
Parties. I would love to play a basement show because it's so tight knit and having a bunch of people in there having fun, dude. I like the intimacy. I do like a big stage, but I prefer the intimacy of being able to interact with fans and people being able to be almost face to face with you. That would be my ultimate goal, is to just fill a small room.
Now,
I would love to fill a small room.
Here's a venue for you guys to check out.
I think it's great.
Here's a venue for you guys to check out. There is a bar in Kenosha.
Yeah. You still there, Frank?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, here's a venue for you guys to check out. It's really small. It's in Kenosha. It's called Crystals.
Oh yeah, dude! I actually been there. I actually practiced in the room upstairs from there.
Okay, because most of your other band has been there.
Yeah. I think I used to practice in the room upstairs before I left.
Oh, before you left Inbound the first time?
Yeah, I think that we were practicing in the room up there.
Okay. Yeah, because that venue it's a really small, intimate venue.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever saw a show at Crystals, it was with Three Left and Fatal Havoc.
Okay, cool.
And I know you know Three Left.
Yeah, I know Fatal Havoc as well. Yeah, I
those
played with both.
Yeah, because you guys played. I think that was one of your first shows that that was the first show I seen you guys. Motion Picture Mindset.
McCullough's, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Atrix, yeah.
Yeah,
Atrix
with Fatal Havoc, yeah. And I was like, well, I seen Fatal Havoc before then, but
yeah,
going to Crystal's and seeing a show, you're just right there. Like you could just walk around and just interact with the crowd, and it's a really intimate setting.
I love that kind of stuff.
Which I like booking shows there. So next time I try to book a show over there, I might have to get Motion Picture Mindset on that bill. Just saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we are definitely down for anywhere. I think. I'm personally. I can't speak for everybody else, but I am down to play anywhere. I want to play as many places as possible just to get out there and see what there is. It's definitely cool to see different stages and figure out what you like.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just I would prefer like now playing outside of our area.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the problem. My last not a Dying Ultimatum, but the band before that had, where we played too many shows like in
same
our
places,
area, and we're actually not allowed back to a couple of them.
Yeah.
Oops. Did Caleb do something wrong?
Well, we weren't allowed back because we got a message. I'm not gonna say the name of the place because I knew a couple people that worked out. No call outs, but let's just say this venue. It was claiming to be like a non-profit, but they charge a stupid amount of money, and they make the money. So it's like, okay, well, that's not non-profit. I'm pretty sure that they were charging people, and they set up their own the headliners and the set list, right? We were playing with I can't remember the name of the band, but they were really well known and pretty big, and they were on tour, and they set the set list as them headlining, then us, and then these two other bands, which
now this was when you were with Motion Picture, correct?
No, this is previous to Motion Picture. This was my last band, but we weren't allowed to play this place anymore because we started giving them a little bit of shit because they set up a set list of like who's gonna play, and then instead of doing that when we got there, they're like, okay, so the two bands that all of our fans are adults and some of them are like younger, but we had a lot of people that were gonna go to that show. Like we were told we're going on at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and the bands all show up around 5 to get set up. And there were two bands there, and I understand they were younger kids and all, and they want to play their show, but they had 5 people with them. They had 5 people, and they were just like, oh, well, we want these two bands to headline. You guys can play at the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock thing. And we were just like, no, that's retarded. We're not allowed to say retarded anymore. Sorry, that's really ridiculous. And it was just so bad. They ended up telling us we can't play there anymore. So I don't even know. Even if we were to play there, they might remember me.
Yeah. Well,
they might remember.
You just do the Zach Galifianakis thing. So you're not saying retarded, just say retarded.
Retard.
Oh yeah.
He was a retard. I love that movie. Hangover, great movie. Movie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, obviously, Jesse, you've been in a lot of different bands, but what are some of your favorite venues that you've had a chance to actually play at so far?
I actually, in one of my bands that I played, I actually played the Forge in Joliet.
Ooh.
And I really liked it there because it is a big stage. It's a big room. I wish we could actually play there. I do like big stages because you can move around as well. But it's just the only thing that I didn't like was that you have to have a big following or be playing with bands that have big followings. Because we played on a Sunday and it was not really full in there. So, but I would love to play there again. That place was really nice. And I kind of like playing Crackin' Cakes and More because it's intimate, and there was actually a big following, not the last show we played there, but 2 shows ago. There was people.
There's a lot lot of people.
Yeah, there was some people like pushing each other around, and they filled capacity that night. They had to start giving out cards because there was too many people.
Not my girlfriend's band. Her
brother-in-law.
Her brother-in-law's band is actually. I'm pretty sure they're actually somewhat well known or in our area, but I can't remember their name.
Stay Up All Night and Fight.
Oh yes, those guys are really good too.
Yeah, we've played a few shows with them, and they played the show with us that night, and it was really full in there. It was actually really awesome that night. We had a pretty good turnout.
That was the show that you guys did with Size 5s, right?
No, that one was Hat Tricks. I know that they played with Size 5s before, though.
Size 5s played down at Cracking Cakes and More. I know that.
Oh, yeah, that was a different night, but...
So many shows, guys.
Yeah, so many.
I'm pretty sure that show it was us, Inbound, Stay Up All Night and Fight, and Metalbrook.
Oh no, it was Veins of Malice, the metal band, right? Yeah, I think it was Veins of Malice that played with us.
Oh man, I can't.
It was.
I can't remember.
It was late. It was late by that time.
Night. Yeah. So when the metal band went on too,
that was Veins of Malice.
The crowd was hilarious that night because there was a lot of fun people and everyone was having a good time, and then there were just two people who were not.
Yeah, there was this kid, dude. There was this kid that was there, and he was like, he was moshing a little bit. He was pushing this kid into this girl's table, and the girls were not having it. They were mad.
She moved to the back corner of the thing with her boyfriend. But the whole time she was there, I got a video of it.
She had a stank face so bad.
She just was on her phone the whole time. We were passing out demos, and she got so mad that we offered her a demo, and it was like, all right, because you get mad at free stuff, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I like
free stuff. I just...
Who doesn't like free? Like, you know what? I was at church this morning, and my pastor was like, what are the two best 4-letter F words? Free food. Free food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you said free food? I'm there.
Exactly. I'm the same exact way. I love it.
Oh, man. So pretty much, now, Caleb, what would you say some are your favorite venues that you've had an opportunity to play in?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember what the coolest venue I had played at was actually in Indiana. This was in 2011, and we played a music festival called Chaos Fest.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I honestly don't remember what the name of the place they used it at was, but it was a lot of fun, and some crazy stuff went down that I thought was all a part of the show, but apparently it wasn't. Because they did all these things. Unfortunate for me, I just wanted to see the Suicide Girls were supposed to all be there and stuff, and fire dancers and stuff. Well, apparently they weren't able to make it that year. This is because the whole thing was brought to you by Jägermeister.
Oh, nice.
Jägermeister was helping run the festival. Yeah, they were sponsoring the festival. And I don't know what happened. I think their bus broke down. But that was an awesome show. And then they were like, oh, yeah, and then there's going to be some crazy stunt thing going on. That guy was there, but he also had the cops called on him that night. Because he had a guy take a wiffle ball bat and stuck a bunch of thumbtacks on it and
my gosh.
beat him in the head. And this is right before we're going on stage. We're all set up on stage, about to go on, and then they're like, oh, yeah, we got this whole stunt thing going on. And then the guy had the cops come, and it was... I thought it was a part of the show. I'm hoping it was part of the show, but it was a show for me. But that was...
Don't mind the guy with the wiffle ball bat.
with the nails in it.
It was so crazy. But that was probably my favorite one. It's somewhere in Indiana. We've played a lot of venues out here.
I'm thinking of Beastie Boys. Yeah, I beat him with the wiffle ball bat. So
we're about to be playing Reggie's Rock Club.
Oh yeah, we're about to play Reggie's Rock Club in a couple of weeks here.
I've been to a couple shows there, and I know it's a two building place. I'm pretty sure there's a smaller stage.
Yeah, there's two stages there. I think
And if
a main stage and a little stage or whatever,
whichever stage we're given, I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be up there on the list. I really like going to see shows there, and it's kind of awesome because the bar's right there and everything. Yeah. If there's one thing I love more than anything, it's at a venue that has everything right in front of the stage.
Oh yeah,
because
everybody's gonna be there. There's a lot of traffic.
That place that I'm no longer allowed to play at. That's
Yeah.
my whole problem with them too. Is that their stage is in the
it's
back,
far, it's
and
far
then
away.
there's like a whole room where there's like video games and TVs.
Yeah,
and
a lot of
everything.
distractions.
And
And so that's kind of how the Oasis was too. The Oasis.
That's the place.
Oh, really? Yeah, then that would make sense. Yeah,
Oops.
that would make sense.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Name
Well,
drops.
Yeah, name drops, but that's the place.
Yeah, but that's more of a youth center, so it's more like teenagers and stuff. And I mean, a lot of kids these days, they don't really pay attention to anything. They don't really, they're mostly on their phones or doing whatever. So I'd rather play at a place that's got grown-ups. I'm a grown-up now.
Really?
No longer,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like what, 12 now, right?
Yeah, I'm like 12 and a half, actually.
Yeah,
right.
Man, I thought you were like 13.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought you
12
were
and a
already
half
13.
too.
12 and
I
a
know
half
we
times
put different bands. I think you've done your own solo stuff, but when Swing State was around,
Oh yeah, Swing State. Yeah, that place is no longer, but I used to play there a lot.
It was a fun show, but I'm so glad that place is gone.
Yeah, it was a different kind of place.
It was so every time I went there, something crazy was going down.
Oh yeah,
and for some reason, people loved it. Like I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, whatever makes you feel like home. A lot of them thought that place was a home, but
yeah, it was
I
a
mean,
crazy place.
I heard so many things about that place where I was like, I'll play shows there.
Yeah,
But they tried. That was a place we almost weren't allowed to play because they refused to pay us one time.
Oh yeah,
We filled house.
Oh,
We filled house. Like we did a good job there.
Yeah,
Their sound was awesome that night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some of the better venues like in the area like that I've been to myself as just as a fan. I love going to the Brat Stop. Like the Brat Stop is it's a great place.
I've never played there.
Route
actually
20
Phil
in
and
Racine.
Matt-
Route 20.
Oh, Route 20 is actually really nice. Yeah, I've actually been there. I saw Bella Kane there.
Oh,
that was a pretty nice place. Yeah.
I'd like to play Nelly's.
Oh, Dirty Nelly's cool.
Yeah, Jesse actually got to play it. In my opinion, it's one of the best venues in the area, within the area. The Back Bar, I think, is a great venue.
Yeah, the back bars. I like the size of that stage as well. I like it's got a drum riser.
Oh yes,
I like. And I mean, it's very kind of tight knit too. It's not a big place, but there's some decent spot like of standing room, and I mean, it's pretty much like when you're in there, you have to see the band. I like places that are like that, where if you're there, you're watching the band whether you want to or not, unless you have your back turned to the stage.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's why I was saying.
When you have a disabled, crippled guy that really can't sit on a bar stool, it's kind of hard. It's like, where am I supposed to sit?
Yeah,
I would love to play House of Blues.
Oh, House of Blues, yeah.
My God,
there's a name drop. Boom.
There with you. When we saw Born of Osiris, that place, like, at that time, my back was hurting super bad. Like, I got done, like, I worked at Home Depot at the time, and I threw out my back taking something apart, and that next day, Jesse's like, "Hey, dude, you want to come with me to go see Born of Osiris?" I was like, "Yeah, I got nothing better to do." So
it was nice.
It was awesome because since my back was hurting, I didn't really want to go in the crowd too much.
Yeah,
and there was that bar right upstairs where you can turn around and see the band.
Yeah, it was a balcony.
Or there was the giant screens.
Yeah,
that were
they
right
have
up there,
TVs.
too.
Yeah, they had TVs at the bar, so you could see the band playing if you were like far away. And then if you wanted to turn around, you could just look down, and you're standing on the balcony, and you see the bands right there looking down on the stage. You could see everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, that place is really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good times.
Hopefully,
good
we'll
times.
get there.
Now,
Yeah.
Now here's something that's just a little personal, but we want to get to know you guys, a little intimate level. But just besides the music, outside the music, what would you say is probably your most embarrassing moment that you've had on stage?
Oh, this one's easy for me. I already have an idea.
Present or past?
It does
either
your most embarrassing moment that you've had on stage.
Go ahead, you go first. Mine is probably not
I
as
peed
good.
my pants in a talent show when I was in 6th grade.
Oh god, yeah. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad there. Caleb.
Yeah, I think that probably tops mine, but mine's still mine is still pretty embarrassing because I used to do my solo stuff when I was in high school. I went to Swing State. This was at Swing State, and I was doing an acoustic act, and I was doing my thing. I was singing a song, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of singing, I had like, I don't know what happened, dude. I like choked on my spit. In the middle of singing a song.
I could just picture it too.
Yeah, and I was like, it was very terrible. And then and then not only that, but I decided to further embarrass myself by stopping and saying, "I'm sorry, I just choked on my spit."
I think it's funny because is this Reach?
Yeah, this was Reach. Yeah, this was Reach.
So, like, I'm just picturing. I only remember the one song, the
it was something like that.
So I'm like thinking about that one.
Yeah.
So I could just see you in the middle of playing that one, just.
Yeah, and and then you hear like the record scratch. I'm sorry, I just choked on my own spit. It's like, oh shit.
Oops,
that wasn't
my CD
really cool.
just skipped, and everyone heard you that one rip.
Exactly.
Oh,
I do not own the rights to the lyrics of that song.
Yeah, good song. I like that.
God, who doesn't like Eminem? Like, seriously.
I love him. I grew up with him.
Yes,
So.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, now, what would you say is probably your favorite show that you've had a chance to play so far?
In motion?
Yeah, well,
or just
in general.
Yeah, what was your favorite in general? You have one?
I'm thinking you can go ahead first.
All right, favorite show, probably, let me see, I kind of got to dig through the archives here a little bit, but you know what, actually, I think probably my favorite show might have actually been the first one we played at Kraken Cakes, because it was actually a really nice set.
That was a nice set.
We and I think that's where we used the Hal interlude, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We used a little voice clip of the Hal from Space Odyssey, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or 2001 Space Odyssey, where he's getting all his memory bank taken apart.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but yeah, it was kind of cool because it was like, I don't know, it was a really cool little thing, and it was like the first time we actually had our set down to the T, and it went really smooth that night. It was actually pretty cool.
Okay. When we're going back to most embarrassing moments, I thought for sure you were going to say was one of the first shows that you actually did for me was at McCullough's when you had to use Jason's drum set of Saint Tragedy.
Oh, yeah, that was very embarrassing too. Yeah, the drum set was extremely too large, and I'm a very short person, so the cymbals were out of my reach, and I was literally playing like flailing my arms because the cymbals were too far away from me.
I actually have a top 3 of my favorite shows ever.
Okay, let's do the countdown. Number 3.
Number 3 was back when me and Jesse were in high school. We played in a band called IED.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much just a cover band. We just did like a lot of Blink-182, Green Day, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we played a party, and it was like end of the school year party.
I forgot about that one.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was on the lake. So we played on a balcony on the lake, and this place literally there was like stone stairs that went all the way down, and there was a volleyball thing. Yeah. It was like a volleyball thing, and you could literally jump from the backyard to the lake. You could jump into the lake from the backyard.
Fox Lake, yeah. It was really fun playing that one, because that one was actually, when we finished our set, it was like we were the only band playing.
Yeah.
It was one of our friends just said like...
Yeah, she's like, you want to play my party? It was like the twins' birthday party. Right? They were twins.
Were they? I only remember the
you did
one
Mary
girl.
Kate and Ashley Olsen's birthday party. Congratulations, guys!
Yeah, there was the dude. It was a boy and a girl. Yeah, they were twins.
Right.
And they had a birthday party.
Oh,
and
it was Phil and Lil.
Yeah.
Phil and Lil.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
The reason that I thought about that though is actually because when you were talking about how the drum set was, one of the guys I'm friends with, Leroy's brother.
Oh yeah, Kyle.
Set up the drum set for you, and he was just like, "Yeah, you'll get it better if you play it like this." And then walks away, and Jesse's like, "Okay," and then immediately turned it back to where it was. Like,
yeah,
this is how I play it. You can play however you want to play.
Yeah,
but that one, number 2, was definitely playing Swing State.
Yeah,
that was actually one of my favorite with Aces to Ashes.
Yeah, that gets wild in there.
It was insane. Like,
dude,
Spike got punched in the face.
Oh, that's awesome.
You got punched in the face. We had confetti. We were headliners that night, and they let us play all night almost. We played from like 11 at night till like 1:30, 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
and oh my god, it was so much fun. There was confetti. Like, we had confetti, string cheese. We were giving out trophies for like stupid things like who looks the ugliest, you, and like hand stuff out like that. It was like one of our friends. We would just mess around with each other. But like, that whole place was packed. They broke a table.
Oh, that's
Someone
awesome.
broke a table in one of our mosh pits.
A rock show isn't a rock show unless something breaks.
Yeah,
it was actually a really weird show too, because we were the heaviest band that played there that night.
Yeah,
we were the heaviest band. We played with a couple like pop punk bands.
Yeah, I used to play rock shows with my little dance songs on my laptop. I was like the only person that played like electronic music, and I would always be with like heavy bands.
Oh god, that would have been fun to play with you. That would have been a lot of fun to do that time. And number 3 is actually Motion. That Cracking Cake show, or number 1. Excuse
number
me.
One.
Is that same one that you were just talking about?
Same one I was talking about. So yeah, his favorite is my favorite. Then that one
that's for like Motion.
Yeah, that show was awesome. And there's
gonna be plenty more to come.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna be bigger. Yeah,
so
much bigger.
The next song that we're gonna play is like we said, you can get it on Bandcamp. Dissonant. Why don't you just walk us through this song and tell the listeners, all the Meltdown maniacs, the process in the writing and how this song came about.
All right, so actually Caleb came up with the bass line.
The beginning was that was a fun riff. We were just jamming out, and I came up with this like. It was actually much faster when I was like writing it. It was I was thinking like a bit more like punky in my head. And then we kind of slowed it down, and we made this one, and I still love it. It's such a good song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
And then Phil and Matt came in and did their whole thing. They wrote the guitar and the drum. Did Matt write drums for that one, or is that?
No, I actually wrote the drums to that one. Yeah.
Oh, so that's right. They were both doing guitar, and then me and Jesse actually right when the music was done being written. We wrote lyrics separately.
Yeah.
Kind of like pulled a, what did you say?
It was a Blink-182, like how when they wrote Feeling This, they actually wrote, Mark and Tom wrote their parts in completely different rooms, and they were about the same topic. And that's kind of what we did. I literally wrote the lyrics at like 5 in the morning, and I did like a little Blinky type of sound to it, and I kind of wrote, I wrote some of the parts that you sing. I did the part where it's like the in the little background behind me, but he had actually, I think you already had those lyrics before.
I had the choruses already lined up because I was working on a song a while back.
Yeah,
and
it's very Blinky.
Yeah, it's very. I love it.
So it all kind of went perfectly. It kind of was like a little puzzle piece. It just kind of all fit exactly what we're supposed to. And yeah, this song is kind of like you can't really sleep because you're trying to think of, how to be your own person and detach from somebody who kind of destroys you.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's also that, and also just dealing with like just growing up in general, trying to deal with
being your own person.
Being fresh off the boat when you're like 21 to like 23.
Yeah,
like
the transition process, kind of like the slap in the face.
Yeah, so
slap in the face that life gives you.
So like it was just I was going through a little bit of a struggle, and I just remember thinking to myself I remember a lot of people were trying to like be like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, dude, just let me do this at my own pace.
Exactly. Yeah, that's definitely the same kind of thing. Yeah, it was pretty much the same
Yeah, we wrote
same topic.
We wrote pretty much the same topic. I remember we actually we were having that conversation after we recorded it. We were talking about that for a while about pretty much how we felt about it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And that's we'll get to the next. I'm about to talk about something that we're not there yet. So
All right, guys. So why don't you check out Dissonant?
Asleep to the sound of rain. The tapping a countdown to Delta waves, assuming that I should wake. At the break of moon, I forgot to set my alarm again. Haven't you heard the news? It won't be long till the leaves are gone. As far as you know, my foolish antics were more than accounted for. Let me go, I need to grow. 'Cause here I am at 23 and I might not make it. Right, not fine, since you were right. But here I am at 23 and I might not make it. I fell in love with the telescope. Now it seems that maybe I'm not alone, assuming that I'm okay. I could talk to you, but I forgot to set my alarm again. My faults are tried and true. All of the stars shuffle from my view. As far as you know, my foolish antics were more than accounted for. Let me go, I need to grow. 'Cause here I am at 23 and I might not make it. I'm not fine, since you were right. But here I am at 23 and I might not make it. I'll be alright, but I might not make it. I'll be alright, but I might not make it. I'll be alright, but I might not make it. I'll be alright, but I might not make it. Let me go. You came in with like a summer song. You came in with like a summer song. You came in with like a summer song. A summer song.
All right, guys, that was Dissonant. I hope you enjoyed that track. It's dude, that track is so good. The riffs that are in there, they're really, really soulful, and they just kind of like hit you.
Yeah, that's all Phil. Phil is good at that.
He's really
He's really good at the riffs, man. He's crazy.
So we're going to talk about something now that I should have talked about in the beginning of everything, but me being me that lost my notes, remembered it when we were talking about something else and just jotted it down so I didn't forget again. This is because I had my first note sheet that had everything down and I couldn't remember where I did with it, so I had to rewrite everything up again, like total chicken scratch before we did this interview. So Motion Picture Mindset participated in the first ever Band Madness tournament that was done by the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown. What did you guys think of that?
I thought that was pretty cool.
I had no idea it was happening.
Caleb doesn't have Caleb doesn't have Facebook, so he's just got Messenger. So we're always in a Facebook chat, but he doesn't actually have Facebook. So I posted it in the chat, and he was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is we're in a competition thing." I didn't really know what was going on there, but I was like, "Well, just have people vote for us." I was like, "Whatever, dude, whatever it is, I want to win."
I know you guys made it to the second round.
Yeah, we made it to the second round, and then we didn't get any farther. I think because we were against Three Left or something like that. Somebody who's way better than us.
You guys went up against Three Left, and I just felt like, oh shit, I feel bad for you guys right now.
Well,
I felt horrible.
We do too.
Yeah, but we put up a fight. Though we did put up a little bit of a fight, and then all of a sudden I think there was a point at some point we were like 59 and they were 61, and then all of a sudden it eventually went to crooked numbers, and we were at like 37 eventually. But it was pretty tight for a minute, and then it dropped off. But it was a good one.
Like I hate to say it, that those are my boys. I'm not in their back pocket for anyone that thinks I am, but those are my boys. They are the band that got me into the local music scene. So
for sure.
If it wasn't for Three Left, I wouldn't be doing this show. I wouldn't be going to half the concerts that I go to. So that's
definitely. It was cool though, because I like that we actually got some good coverage over it. So either way, it was great because our name was sitting on there on the first bracket. It was sitting there for 6 days, and then it was there for another 6 days after that. So that was really nice. I liked it, even though it didn't matter to me if we won or lost. It was just cool to have our name sitting up there for a while.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. It was cool.
The whole purpose of the contest, and let me ask if it actually worked for you guys in that way. It was all in fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't like a trophy or a huge prize or anything like that. But next year I got a plan for it. So, But the whole purpose of Band Madness was for bands to network with other bands, kind of like how I do my concerts, where I usually get 2 local bands and a non-local band. So like you could have a band from Milwaukee or Madison or Green Bay, or maybe a band that's from Chicago, and they come up and they're like, oh, there's bands that are from Kenosha and Racine. Dude, we want to get up here, or dude, we want to get down there. And,
definitely.
And it works like that, and that's why I was doing the Band Madness, because not only that, it was for the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, but it was also as like, for example, like if you didn't know Three Left and you went up against Three Left, be like, who the hell is this band that we're going up against? You could go and look that band up and be like, oh wow, these guys are really good. I want to do a show with these guys. And it was like kind of like a double-edged sword. It was like a win-win kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I was seeing it. It was free publicity, so it was like, it was awesome.
And that, like I said too, was off of just 3 songs.
Yeah.
I actually haven't heard of Three Left. I really would like to listen to them. Yeah. But I just think that they probably had way more music.
Oh yeah, they're way more developed than we are. But I've actually played a show, I think, with those guys, and I
think that was with Inbound though. Wasn't that with Inbound though?
It was. Yeah, it was. But I have seen them around a little bit, and it was kind of cool though. I did like, seeing it, because I was looking at all the other brackets as well. I was checking out the other bands, and it seemed like people were checking us out too, because we were getting more likes than people that we even knew of, because there was like 30 people that voted, I think, on the first bracket for us.
That's awesome.
And we don't even know 30 people that listen to us. So I was like, man, that means that people are actually listening to our stuff and voting for us. So that was actually really cool. I liked that, because it was helping not only us listen to other people, but helping other people listen to us.
Oh God. And I'm just thinking about it too, is like, for those people that really enjoyed, for the people that really enjoyed our EP, I am so excited for the CD to come out.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
coming. Yeah.
We're in absolutely no rush to push this out. We want it to sound really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am so
Yeah, I'm
wanting it
impatient.
to be,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
yeah.
impatient, but we're actually gonna take more time on this one. The one that we have out right now, we actually kind of did a quick. It took us maybe maybe 2 weeks to actually record it, and then it took another month to master and mix it.
What, the EP?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
only
wh-
maybe.
where did you guys record it at though? Did you record it like in a basement somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we actually recorded it where we practice. We recorded it in our guitarist Phil. He built a studio in his basement, so he's got all the equipment. It's actually a professional studio in the basement.
Really nice.
Yeah, it's only maybe like a couple notches lower grade than the studio that he actually works at. So it's actually very nice.
And I've recorded in a few like home recording
dives,
studios.
yeah.
So it's like
It's way different.
It's super.
Yeah. He's got
super awesome.
Yeah, he's got like $300 speakers. He uses a MacBook. He's got a huge
He's got tons of
interface
money.
and everything. His entire basement is probably like a couple grand of equipment down there, not including the instruments. So
I'd
it's
actually
pretty
like to
nice.
put a bet on it. How much do you actually think?
I want to say that his basement is probably worth 15 G's.
Oh my!
I'd like to think about. I was thinking around like 12.
And they put
like
up
that,
drywall
like
and
that.
everything, dude. You 20?
Well,
No,
you know who else has like a really nice studio in their basement is Bo from the First Rule.
Yeah,
He's got a really nice studio in his basement.
Yeah, I bet.
He recorded the First Rule's second album, What Could Possibly Go Wrong, and he just recorded Slaughter Party's album that just came out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
Have you heard that album yet? The Slaughter.
No, I'm actually.
Cycles in Love is really good.
Yeah, and that's on Spotify too, isn't it?
Yep,
Which
it
band
is.
is this?
Okay, yeah, it's
Slaughter
Slaughter
Party.
Party.
If you haven't-
They actually played the same night that we played Hat Tricks.
Now Slaughter
They played
Party
before us.
is
I think they played after us.
yeah.
'Cause I
Slaughter
got
Party
to
is a
see-
horror punk. It's like all horror music, like
Oh,
like
yeah,
horror
yeah,
themed.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
yeah, they played after us, and they were
I
actually.
didn't get
they're
to
actually
see.
really
I
good.
don't think I got to see the headliner of that show.
That was Slaughter.
Oh, that was Slaughter.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see part of the band after us, and then
Yeah.
we had to get out because of.
Yeah, it was
the-
probably
the-
bad
the
weather. I think
3-year-old.
that- yeah, but I did. I stuck around for a bit after that, and then I actually saw them again at Hijinks. I saw Slaughter Party at Hijinks, and they're a lot like they remind me of like Less Than Jake, but more punk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, without horns and stuff. So they're like because they've got they got the bassist that sings. And then they've got, Will Williams on the fucking. He plays guitar and he rips it, dude.
That's actually Less Than Jake was the band that I was thinking of when I was writing the bass riff for Dissonant.
Oh yeah,
The first the
That- I
beginning
could see that, yeah.
Yeah, like I was just super. That song makes me think of like it's so good.
it is good.
It's
very good.
actually I think my favorite of our.
Yeah, I actually really
that,
like it too.
Of that EP.
Yeah.
It's actually just
It's really good.
It's so good. It just like when you hear a song that you like think of in your head come to life.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. That's why I can't wait for this CD too.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Stan's my baby.
Yeah.
And
All those songs turned out really great. Honestly,
Well, I honestly cannot wait for that CD to come out.
it's gonna be awesome.
we
dude.
got a lot of people who are friends of ours. Even like David from ADU. I showed him Villain.
Yeah.
He's super into it.
Yeah.
Like at first, the breakdown caught him off guard.
Yeah.
Super caught him off guard.
Yeah.
Him and Sean. I went to their recording right now. ADU's actually finishing up their recordings right now.
Now they're going through some changes right now too, because like I have their first CD. David sent it to me.
Oh, she like Death Cloud.
Yes, because we were trying to work something out with getting them on the podcast, and just things happened. You know how that works, schedules and everything. And but my God, I fell in love with that first CD that he sent over to me.
Oh, she like Death Cloud's a great CD.
I heard
One of my favorite songs. They actually don't like.
like Well, the video that they had, that's how I heard about him, was the video. Someone sent it over to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these guys are really good." And then
Which video?
Oh God, I can't remember the name of the video.
Is he just Mike in it?
What's that?
I don't know. My
Mike
favorite.
is in one of those.
See, my favorite song is actually their least favorite song, which is I think "Smoke Till You Choke."
Okay.
So "Stick," I think is the name of the song, and I love that song. I think it is so good.
My favorite song was they covered "All I Do Is Win."
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
And I was just like, and then they did another cover, which Uptown Funk. Now I used to DJ in a bar, and I had to play Uptown Funk all the time, and I absolutely despise that song now because of it.
Yeah.
And because when you're DJing in a bar and you have a million drunk girls going, "Can you play Uptown Funk?" and you're like,
That's how I feel about the song "American Pie."
Like, it's like, dude, I just played that song like 25 minutes ago. I wasn't here. Well, you're gonna have to wait.
I wasn't here.
Dude,
play it again.
You sounded like Gabriel Iglesias right there. I wasn't here. Play it again, dude. Okay, so there. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, there is a list of songs that if they're played, if we ever get married, there's a list of songs that if they get played, you better do them in a row because I'm leaving the building because I DJ'd for too long and I do not want to hear them. It's Uptown Funk, the Wobble, the Cupid Shuffle, the Cha-Cha Slide, the Electric Slide. Do that all at once. I'll go outside, bring a flask, and smoke a cigarette, and you guys can do all the line dancing crap you want to do.
No, the Cha-Cha Slide is bring it up there, y'all.
I thought that was the Electric Slide.
No, the Electric Slide is
It's electric. Ooga booga booga booga.
It's that like this white person version.
Dude, you sound a lot like me on this whole thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it sounds like Caleb.
Like, that's literally how I am.
It's like those memes where Spider-Man's pointing at himself.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love
that.
That's
just so much like I'm right there with you on a few songs. I actually personally though, I love Uptown Funk.
Well,
I actually really love that song.
And Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines was another one that reached my limit of, especially when the girls come up to you like, "Can you play Blurred Lines?" I'm like, "Do you know what that song is about?"
Yeah.
And right now I'm going to do something to a shout out to another podcast, the Brony Podcast, which is my good friend John and Ed E. Eddie did this when I co-hosted on an episode there because they made me watch a pony episode. Because I was mildly curious I was mildly curious what the My Little Pony obsession was. And I watched it, and they took a non-brony perspective on an episode. And I sat there, and he was talking about it, and I was like, "Explode and die." Like, Eddie kept doing that, like, throughout the so, Eddie, here you go. Explode and die. So, I just stole that. So, anyway. Anyway, moving right along.
You record this off of, by the way, since because we're over here on our
we use Skype.
On this app.
We use Skype, obviously, but I use a Malto call recorder for Skype.
Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome.
Do you have people come to your thing, to wherever?
I've never done anything in person. I've done everything over Skype since I've been doing this for over a year now.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've had bands from Canada. I've had bands from California. I've had bands from Florida, Texas.
That's awesome.
I've had bands from all over the place. New Mexico, Arizona, Indiana. I've had a lot of bands from Wisconsin, because I'm from Wisconsin and I got so many plugs here. So
yeah. Awesome.
I only ask because, if I was wondering how how we sound on your end, because
you guys sound pretty good.
I know a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot.
You sound like a very attractive, handsome man.
Oh, thank you. No, I was just curious because I know a lot of podcasts. I've been on one podcast before, and I shout out to my buddy Casper. He actually was me and him were the fill-ins for ADU last year.
Okay.
We were the fill-ins, and he has his own podcast. I can't remember what it's called, But he had a whole like thing set up like with mics and everything, and I've never done this over Skype, so I just was curious if it sounds like, you know, when you're making a phone call and have it on speakerphone, it totally sounds very
It sounds
robotic.
actually, yeah, it sounds really nice on this end. The only thing is sometimes it'll get a little goofy because my internet's not that great, but it sounds pretty good. It sounds like almost better than a phone call.
Oh,
I almost like keep forgetting that he's
it
not
sounds
here.
Like he's right here, yeah.
Like,
pretty cool.
I'm right
Yeah,
between you guys.
so-
Here we go. Bro hug. Bro hug.
Bro hug.
Oh, yeah, just bring it in. Mm.
Bring it in. Oh, don't touch me there. That's right, Pete.
Oh.
For those of you that go to shows where I am at, that is the Frank E. odd phrase that I will yell whoever is on stage. Don't touch me there. That's right, Pete. Oh, God. So, all right.
It's so good.
Okay. So, here's one. Okay, so we're going to get into outside of the music. What would you say is arguably, like, it, you know, everyone doesn't watch live stuff anymore. Nobody watches anything live because you have TiVo or the digital recorder type thing. You got the internet. Netflix, exactly. But if, you know, you could say, like, we'll just rewind like 10 years before all that happened. A show that you would be like, dude, I can't miss watching this TV show, and you would sit down and watch it, like, what would you say is your favorite show? You can't miss it.
Honestly, I still watch live baseball. I watch baseball live.
Who doesn't watch? I'm talking TV shows, not baseball.
TV. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess TV shows that I would always watch Saturday cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday cartoons I couldn't miss. I'd always make sure I'm up on Saturdays in the morning just to watch Tom and Jerry. Would always be on at like 6 in the morning. So I'd always get up and watch that.
That's actually funny. I was living over at Andrea's house at her parents' house in Hoffman for a while, and when I was driving to work, I had this straight up like deja vu, and I remembered I was like, "Oh my god!" Back when I was living there in the 90s, T-ball, my T-ball thing had some sort of like we were in a parade, and I just remember thinking to myself, oh, I just want to get home and watch the new episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy.
I actually used to watch that a lot. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of Splat, right? Nickelodeon Splat or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Nickelodeon. I used to watch all that. That was like little kids Saturday Night Live.
Splat?
All that.
Oh, I thought you said Splat. I was going to say, all that was oh, dude, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of that.
Yeah, that and the Amanda Show.
Yeah, and I always watched Disney movies and stuff.
There was one show on Nickelodeon that I used to watch, which was, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was called now. But it had Miranda Cosgrove. What
iCarly.
Oh, yeah.
iCarly. Yeah, I would watch that because, like, I'd be sitting there with my friend's kid, and he would put it on, and I was just like, it's like one of those shows where it's like, dude, I'm an adult, but why the hell am I being sucked into this thing?
Yeah, that show was fun. And she was.
Why am I?
Yeah, Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh was really good too.
Well, see, on Nickelodeon, back when I was younger, it was Hey Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's old. Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Did you hear? Did you happen to see any of the things like Invader Zim had a video where it was saying they're coming back soon-ish. And
yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life had a reboot.
Yeah, they did.
Like a little teaser, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Because like they literally are like, guys, I don't think we're in the '90s anymore, and then it's just like all the crazy stuff now. Like they made fun of Jamba Juice, I'm pretty sure, or Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
What about
iPhones.
What about Doug? What about the show Doug? Remember that?
Yeah,
Quail Man. I'm Quail Man.
Quail Man.
That was his superhero name.
Yeah.
I see. The thing is with Doug, I actually really liked it when I was younger, but I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. It'd probably be a good refresher, dude, because a lot of those shows were like almost like you can watch them as an adult and they're even funnier.
Yeah.
Angry Beavers is that way with me.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff was really good.
You know, speaking of this, for those of you that have little kids in the room, please exit them now. We will pause. Okay, and your kids are gone. And if they're not, hopefully you're gonna pay for this one later on.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs. So I was on Facebook and somebody posted it on Facebook. I was like, wait a minute, are you freaking kidding me? They made a pornography film that was a parody of Rugrats.
Oh my gosh!
No,
I'm like, dude, is that kind of like,
it.
isn't that almost like child porn right there?
That's what that exactly sounds like.
Yeah, because even when they were older, they were still kids.
Wait a minute.
They were high schoolers.
Yeah.
But then again, look at it. Like, I mean, isn't that like...
Look at it!
Like, I mean, that's so... One, if it's the one when they're kids, that's just wrong. Those are babies. That's straight up baby porn. But with the high school thing, I guarantee you sell that to some people in the people that really like anime.
Yeah, probably. Either
like
way,
anime,
not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Not for me. All right, so...
on.
Favorite, like my personal favorite show, like I can't miss it, is Supernatural. God, I love that show so much.
I saw one episode of it. Is it rated TVMA?
I'm not 100% sure.
I remember not wanting to watch it because I have this real huge problem with if it's supposed to be a scary thing, I can't watch it. If it's like PG-13 or I won't watch it. It has to me, it has to be rated R.
Yeah,
or MA or whatever, because it's just I feel
it's
like
corny.
Yeah,
if you don't, Caleb, if you don't start watching Supernatural, you know what's going to happen to you?
What?
You're going to explode and die.
Well, there was one scene. The reason I ask is because there was a scene I saw that was a scene I saw. I seen a Saw.
I seen a Saw.
I seen what I saw.
You saw Saw? Saw is a great movie.
Oh
Just
gosh,
saying.
yeah.
Those movies are
too
crazy.
much for me. Too much.
But there was a part in the show where I thought it was super cheesy, but like it wasn't like it's not like Ash versus Evil Dead where it's supposed to be cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they were trying to be like, oh, that's so cool, but I think they were in a high school and there was like a bully talking to this kid who must have been possessed or a demon or something.
I know exactly what episode you're talking about.
He's like, I'm going to punch you in the face. And he goes, oh, really? Yeah. You're going to do it with that hand right there? Yeah. And he takes his hand and shoves it in a blender, and you see him blend this dude's hand.
Oh, my goodness.
But I swear to God, I thought it said that it was like TV-14. Oh. And I was just like, oh. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, but I don't know. Like, like some of those shows, I just like it kind of like the show Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
You ever hear about that one?
That's a great show too.
I was told to watch that one too. I've been spoiled by Hollywood. I've just been spoiled by great, like if it's CGI, it being good. And I've just been spoiled by all these really good shows that when I see like the first episode when they're at the wedding or whatever, and then the magic, and it looked so cheesy, I was like, nope. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're like for the people who are like probably yelling at their computers right now. No, you suck. No.
How dare you knock Once Upon a Time? You're going to hell. You go to hell and you die.
That's everybody at my not angry, but that's almost everyone at work. They love that show.
Yeah. Well, to each their own. Everybody's got a different taste of stuff, so. I'm kind of the same way,
For some reason, I mean, I live in Wisconsin, and a lot of people like that expansion football team up in Green Bay. I don't understand why. I mean...
Yeah, I'm not a big football fan.
I can't. And it's just so... Like, certain sports get too tribal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, baseball's very... Out here, especially. Baseball's very tribal, but, like, I mean, I love watching it.
Yeah, it's I like baseball because it's a lot of strategy and very complex, and it's not like it's one person at a time, so it's a little bit different. It's not like a whole team moving at once, and
I mean unless you're
on defense, but
like the outfield. And
it's a little different of a game. I'm not really big on the football thing, but I was raised a Bears fan, but I'm not really big in football though. So,
well, I am a diehard Tampa Bay fan. You know that.
Oh, well, that's
a diehard what?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, My grandparents
Really?
took me to my first football game
Well.
in Florida, and ever since then,
Nice.
I've just been a Buccaneers fan.
That's one thing I've never done. Gone to a professional football game.
I have. It's actually way cooler if you actually go to a game.
That's what I think about it.
Yeah, I like going to an actual game. It's way more interesting for me. I can't watch it on TV.
I feel the same with baseball. Like, I'd rather go to a game live than sit down and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Just
Isn't
saying.
that crazy? I hear that all the time, though. I hear so many people say, like, the most boring sport to watch is baseball.
Yeah, it's
I
it's slow
disagree.
paced.
If they
I
say baseball is
Oh,
the
yeah.
most boring to watch, they've never watched golf.
That's
Yeah,
what,
exactly.
trust me, I know, and yet
Yeah.
there
Or-
are people
or-
who are like diehard golf fans that just
Yeah.
are like, oh god, no, well, baseball's boring because of this. And it's like, well,
Or
dude, you
NASCAR.
literally have to be
Like,
quiet in a
NASCAR
golf
is just
game.
as bad.
Most of the
NASCAR,
time that
it's
you
like,
spend
ooh,
in
a
golf
left
is
turn.
walking to the next hole or walking to the ball.
NASCAR is just as bad. It's like, oh, look, I'm making a left turn. Oh, look, it's another left turn. Oh,
I
look,
know
another
people
left
that
turn.
argue
Look out, here
with-
comes, oh, shoot, he's making another left turn.
Yeah.
I know some people who will argue like to their grave about that. Like they will straight up defend NASCAR. And I mean, I still don't get it. I understand like if you were driving like that, that'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand. Like I don't understand how the point system works. Like I mean,
I
Yeah.
don't get
like
it either.
obviously it's whoever's first and whoever's last and everything like that, but I just like watching
If you're
some
not
of the
first,
games-
you're last. That's a trademark not to use by anyone else but Ricky Bobby.
You can be first. You can be second. Hell, you can even be fourth.
yeah. Yeah.
I was high on PCP when I told you that, or whatever.
Yeah.
I was on Quaaludes. What the hell?
What's that?
Oh,
What's
gosh.
that when he says, you know, how long has it been? Like 6 weeks? You haven't seen me in 10 years.
Oh.
Damn, I gotta lay off the peyote.
Oh gosh, that's good.
Oh, God. Which leads us right into our next subject. What is your favorite movie? Go, Caleb.
Oh my god, my favorite movie, Good Burger. All the way.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
My favorite line from that or scene is when he's reading the contract that Kenan Thompson gives him, and he's sitting there just going, oh yeah, oh, yeah, oh, I know some of these words.
Oh,
goodness.
dear God.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, Jesse.
My favorite movie is Scarface. All-time favorite,
Oh
Scarface.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a classic.
Number one.
Well, my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite gets a lot of heat, and I just looked on Tomato Meter, and I was really displeased because I just was like, you know what? I'm curious. I know this film has a huge cult following, so I'm just curious what the rating is on Tomato Meter, and it was like 20%. I was like, Tomato
Oh, wow.
Meter right now can explode and die. Because
Which movie is this?
was?
The Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
you
that
one,
movie. That movie's great. I'm still waiting for 3.
Yeah.
Well, 3 will probably never happen because now I'm brain farting. Not Norm Reedus.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Sean Patrick Flannery does not want to take part in anything anymore.
Why?
Oh, wow.
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh man, I gotta look that up. That's annoying now. That's super annoying.
Yeah.
I love that. I love those 2 movies. They're great.
Wow.
Ding
Which one did you
dong, motherfucker! Ding dong.
Which one did you like more?
Oh, obviously the first one. Who ordered the whoop ass fajitas?
That's good.
My dad met the guy who played Rocco.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he met at an airport.
I met Norm Reedus twice. And the first time I met him, I had my Walking Dead poster, and I had him sign it. And then I was like, dude, now I just got to meet Sean Patrick Flannery. And the second time I met him, I had him sign my copy of Blade 2.
Oh, very nice.
And he was just like, wow, not many people want me to sign their copy of Blade 2. Walking Dead, Boondock Saints, Blade 2, and I'm like, dude, I just want to be an odd man out, okay? I'm like, dude.
Movie he was in where at first, I always thought it was going to be like the first time I saw this movie, I thought it was like they made a Dead Space the movie, but oh god, it's somewhat like that where they're in space and this guy wakes up after a cryogenic sleep and they're like the people mutated or something like that, and they're just like eating and fucking each other. I don't know. And Norman Reedus is in it for like 2 minutes, and then he gets ripped apart. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I know what you're
can't
talking.
say I do.
Oh, it's a crazy movie. It's like it's a horror movie. Pandorum, I think is what it's called. It's crazy. That's a crazy movie. I would bring that. Just be like, dude, watching you get ripped apart was kind of fun. Like,
oh man, what would you say is probably because there's been a lot of deaths that have been happening in music over the last couple of years here. What would you say was probably the of individuals that have passed away? Because I don't like speaking bad on people that died, but I don't think I am. But who would you say was probably the biggest influence for you out of all the musicians that have, the death that hit you the most?
Ronnie James Dio.
Ronnie James Dio, where's he from?
Dio.
Dio?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was so like, I remember when he died, I was just thinking, no way, because he was in the hospital for a while, and then they were just like, yep, he's dead. Like, oh man, that's sad. I honestly thought that it was going to be Ozzy before him.
Yeah, honestly, dude, that he's a robot or something.
Dude, he's immortal.
Yeah, exactly.
Ozzy is immortal.
Some's in that bat blood.
It's like, have you ever watched the old Dennis Leary comedy, where it's just like, dude, yeah, we're gonna put Motley Crue in with a bunch of drugs. Like, shit, he's still alive. Fuck, that's gonna be Ozzy. It's just like, dude, let's just put him in with a bunch of heroin and cocaine and smack and shit. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Why won't that man just explode and die?
Sam, what about you?
The one that probably upset me was Bowie. David Bowie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was upsetting.
I was never a big Bowie fan, but the death that hit me the most was definitely Chester Bennington when he passed away.
Oh yeah.
That hit a lot of people.
I almost forgot.
So I get so crazy. I remember hearing about
like
that.
A little bitch when he died. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Honestly, that one did make me. That probably was the one that made me the most uncomfortable. It made me the most unsettled. I felt very like something was really strange about that one. It was very hard.
There's a lot
with Chester Bennington. The album Linkin Park Hybrid Theory it's arguably my favorite album that ever was made, because I was battling depression so bad at that point in time when that album came out, and that album just, when I listened to that album, I was like, wow, it sounds like these guys know exactly what I'm going through, and he understands what I'm going through, and that's why Linkin Park is arguably one of my favorite bands of all time. But on that note, now what was okay? Now obviously you're in bands, you guys do perform in concerts and everything. What was the first concert you've ever been to?
Survivor '97.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Jesse, first concert you've ever been to?
Okay, all right. Well, all right. So this one's gonna probably be like a super shocker. Okay, just don't judge me for it.
Insane.
No, it was close, very close. I went to go see Britney Spears with my sister and my dad.
Oh,
wow!
Play for You tour.
Oops,
yeah, I love Britney Spears. Yeah, I loved
again.
her. Yeah. It was actually Slave for You, but
You know, at
Oh, it's
at
cool.
Shrimp Fest this year, which I was telling you guys to get on Shrimp Fest.
Yeah.
You saying shrimp or shrim?
Shrim.
Shrim. SRIM. The Smooth Riders Indoor Music Festival. There was a band that actually covered "Oops, I Did It Again" and made it a rock song. It was great.
I actually heard him. Yeah, the guy that was doing the acoustic, right?
No, this was a hard rock band that was on the main stage. It was
two.
before,
It was two then.
It was right before Saint Tragedy went on. No, that was the
Yeah,
night. Because Inbound played, and then you came out to talk to me.
Yeah,
right before Saint Tragedy went on stage.
Yeah, in the place where we were at, there was actually a dude that was playing acoustic, and he sang "Baby One More Time."
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah.
You ever hear Children of Bodom's cover of "Oops, I Did It Again"?
No,
Is
I
it
have
"Oops, I
not.
Did It Again"?
Yeah,
I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
So,
yeah,
your first concert was Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And your first concert was Survivor. Mine was AC/DC.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No,
that's
but
pretty.
Can you remember what the first album you ever bought was, or the first album that was ever gifted to you?
Mine was. I remember getting a lot. I did get I do remember getting the Lou Bega CD, the guy that did Mambo Number 5.
This is Mambo Number 5.
Yeah, and his stuff was actually pretty crazy. He does like it's like a 50s. He's like does like a 50s style doo-wop, but it's dancey and like Cuban at the same time. It's really weird. But yeah, it must have been one of those. I listened to a lot of those pop stars though, so it could have been any of those other guys too. I listened to the NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and all that.
That was
stuff.
my first CD.
Yeah,
NSYNC.
Yeah, I think that mine was. It might have been a Backstreet. I don't know, dude. Honestly, it was something that was very cliche at the time. But I liked a lot of the boy bands and stuff.
Since we're all on boy bands and pop, my first cassette that I ever owned was New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
yeah, honestly,
all the girls like New Kids on the
I listen
Block.
to them still too. Yeah,
all the girls like New Kids on the Block. I want a girlfriend. If I listen to New Kids on the Block, I could get a girlfriend. Yeah, that didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I like a lot of that stuff. I don't care. I'm terrible. I like the old school 90s pop stuff.
So the last song that we're gonna spin for everybody is arguably, no, not even arguably. It's my favorite song that's on the EP, which is emo. I love that song, dude. I think I listened to it 4 times before we started doing this today.
Yeah, I think that's the first one we actually wrote together as a band, and actually Matt came up with that song. He came up with the guitar riff for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that opening guitar riff is actually the first riff that we actually heard of that, and then everything unfolded after that. And me and Caleb wrote those lyrics separately as well, which is crazy because they overlap each other and they're about the same thing as well. So
well, it's a great song. I love that song. And
awesome,
like seriously, I would spin that song any day of the week. Just saying.
Yeah, for sure. It's really good. Yeah.
So
this one was this one's definitely recorded on. This one's definitely recorded at the Hattricks. From
there is a video of this song for sure out there. This one was definitely up on YouTube on the Size 5. So
guys, go and check that out. Size 5s. Little plug for the Size 5s. Which, if you want to hear a funny story about Size 5s, Will from Slaughter Party was like, dude, you got to go and check out the Size 5s. Go check out Size 5s. Go listen to Size 5s. Well, then I was at the First Rule CD release party at the Port with Slaughter Party and I think Stay Up All Night and Fight, and I can't remember. There was like 5-6 bands playing. And, and Size 5s was there. I think Headspins was there. I think that was another one. And Size 5s was there. And for the longest time, I'm sitting there like, how the fuck did they come up with the name Size 5s? Who the fuck names themselves Size 5s? And I'm sitting there, and then I look over at their merch stuff, and I was like, dude, that's the ship from the Goonies. Isn't that Sloth from the Goonies? Oh, shit! Follow them, Size 5s! and it just clicked,
So-
and I was like, "Oh my god, how did I not catch that?" Like, dude,
My God, yeah.
I'm a
What is it?
disgrace. Follow them size 5s.
Yeah, I see. I don't. I haven't watched the Goonies in a very, very, very long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm having a hard time, and that I always feel bad saying.
Yeah, I'll
I
have to
always
look
feel
at it
bad
and-
saying that because a lot of people are like, "What?"
Yeah, that movie's
What?
awesome. I'll have to watch that and I'll have to catch that again because that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so they got
Yeah, I
they
like
got their
that.
name from the Goonies, where the mother, the villain, quote unquote, was like, follow them size 5s, and that's where they.
Okay.
So that's where it came from.
Nice.
So
That's actually cool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna spin emo, but before we spin emo, is there any shout outs that you guys want to give out to fans or any other bands that you want to just give shout outs to here?
You got anybody, Caleb?
ADU's working on their CD right now. For those of you who really like new metal, check them out. They're really good.
Yeah, for sure. Also, shout out to Matt and Phil, who couldn't be here on the podcast because Matt is moving, and Phil, I think he had to do some recording or something. And shout out to my buddy David, his band Neurotics. They're actually going to help us get some shows out in Chicago, which is awesome. And they're like a Nirvana sounding band. They do grunge and stuff. So shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to them. Hopefully you guys can end up hearing them sometime soon. They're getting pretty big. And shout out to Mixed Company. Shout out to 3 Left. Shout out to Size 5s, Slaughter Party, all those guys. Everybody. Even Resistance, dude. Resistance just came out with a track too, and they're really great.
Oh,
so.
God, I love that track.
Yeah.
Way up
Yeah,
in the distance, you can hear
Yeah.
the masses say, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song.
God, that song is brilliant. God,
Yeah,
I love
it.
those guys. I love those guys. So,
Hell yeah.
just a few shout outs to all the fans of the Unsigned Unhinged Meltdown. Thank you so much for waiting so patiently with the break that we had to take here for a while. Thank you for patiently waiting. I hope you checked out last week's episode with Discrepancies, who was the winner for the first ever Band Madness. We'll be back here again soon, but check out this last track by the Motion Picture Mindset. This is Emo